What has happened, Cindy, in Cerritos Beach in the last few years?
It's just become a location. I think Cabo's gotten big, and a lot of people have decided to start searching in either side, either the Pacific or the Sea of Cortez.
Yeah.
We're, again, the crown jewel of the Pacific with a swimmable beach.
Welcome to the Nick Fong Podcast. As the broker and owner of Ronival Real Estate, Nick has spent nearly 20 years in Baja, California, Sur. And in this podcast, he'll be talking everything Baja, from food and culture to real estate and property management. And now, here's your host, Nick Fong.
All right, welcome back. We're at Cerritos Beach and Cindy Williams. A couple weeks ago, we were on a podcast, and now we're on location, Cerritos Beach. What do we have here?
We have the most magnificent property of all, Cerritos Beach. We call it the crown jewel. It is 2.4 hectares of 638 feet, 640 feet of prime Cerritos beachfront land.
And it's not just the parcel that we sit on, the 600 plus feet of oceanfront, but 4 lots behind it too.
We have 4 lots behind us. We have a total of 11 acres of Cerritos Beach land for sale.
Okay, so I know this just came to the market, and when I first came to the area almost 2 decades ago, it was the beach that I came to learn how to surf. And for many people,
and this is the prime spot of Cerritos Beach. But Cerritos Beach, as we know, is a major surfing spot, a surf break, like world renowned actually, and especially for Baja. So we have a surfing beach, we have a horse riding beach, and we have one of the only swimmable, safe swimmable beaches along the Pacific coast.
And right now we're in the property, and this little bar restaurant is the Cerritos Beach Club.
Yeah, Cerritos Beach Club.
But years ago there was a restaurant also on the property, and that's what I remember back in, what year was that?
2006/7. That's where it all started. Yeah.
And when people come here, I mean, today is crazy. It's right before New Year's. There's a ton of people on the beach. What has happened, Cindy, in Cerritos Beach in the last few years?
It's just become a location. I think Cabo's gotten big, and a lot of people have decided to start searching in either side, either the Pacific or the Sea of Cortez.
Yeah.
We're, again, the crown jewel of the Pacific with a swimmable beach. Lots were sold a lot of years ago, and then markets changed, and now we've kind of making a comeback. It's become a prime destination location for tourists, families, visitors, and as you can see, if you come into Cerritos, the construction is insane. Everybody's building, and this is kind of where everybody wants to be.
Yeah, and when we look up and down the beach in terms of condominiums, there's really no options, or just what Sol Pacifico down the ways, about probably nearly a mile, 3/4 of a mile,
Yes.
is the only condos we have. The Soleado project that's right next door.
Soleado's been in process for 3-4 years, and that's it. We do have Cerritos Surf Town. It used to be Surf Camp now, or Surf Colony. Now it's called Cerritos Surf Town. That's a destination, tourist destination, little hotel bungalows, but that's all we have on the beach right now. That's it.
And so right looking down below, on top is the Hacienda. That's like iconic, and that's not a part of the property that's for sale, but it is definitely something you see from the highway, and a lot of people notice it.
It's one of the most photographed buildings in all of Baja.
It is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It has that designation of one of the most photographed buildings in Baja.
And this is one of your geofarms. This is where you do a lot of business, and why do you think it is such a popular place, aside from the surfing, aside from the swimmable beach,
The weather.
The weather.
We have the most incredible weather here. It's 2 months out of the year we get up there, and a little bit of humidity, August and September, our rainy season. The rest of the time it stays pretty much a straight 80 degrees.
Like today.
Like today, it's just absolutely beautiful. But that's year round. So we don't have a huge amount of bugs and,
Right.
and things. I don't know, it's just a perfect place.
Hey, thanks for being a part of the Nick Fong podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to get the latest updates. And if you're watching this on our social channels, please like and share. And if you want to be featured or you want me to talk on a certain topic, food, activities, culture, real estate in the Baja, drop a comment. So the property here is great for a developer.
What I see happening is, despite people going, no, don't do it, it's going to happen, I see hotels, maybe more condos, but with 11 acres we can do a lot. There's room for a hotel or 2 hotels, there's room for condos, commercial, it could be a mixed use that could just be phenomenal, really.
And you coming from a developer background, this is really the reason why people are seeking you out to represent them in projects like this.
That's what I love. I just get really excited about it. And what a lot of people don't realize is the development side is a long-term commitment. It's not, from my background, from understanding it, it's not like I am going to get my commission and run. It's a commitment to a few years, especially if you help with the consulting of the buyers are involved in that as well.
Yep. So Cerritos there's power in Cerritos Beach. Now, is there power to this property?
It's right to the property line.
Okay.
Yes, we have power.
And so the properties here for our developers watching, how do you overcome the water?
Well, that's pretty easy. We just truck water, and as you look around and see all these developments that have been operating forever, the water truck just comes and we have water storage. So depending on the usage, you know, we have a few condo complexes that are not off the grid, but back in the back, not on the beach. And the water trucks come every day. They fill the tinakas or cisternas. And Do you see what the hotels and resorts, the communities in Los Cabos doing with desal, that being a viable option? And it is going to be a necessary option. We're no longer going to be approving all these projects either in this area, especially a parcel of this size, without a self-generated desal or desal ability. Yeah.
How important do you see this property for the continued growth of the area?
I just see it as the main property.
It is.
Yes, absolutely. What we can sustain here, what we can deliver, what we can offer for the new, we are becoming a tourist destination.
Yeah.
So it's no longer this sleepy little village and, you know, the surf in the morning. In the old days, we lived here by sunrise and sunset. And that's how everybody's life was. Okay, we'll do this at sunrise, we'll do this at sunset. It's becoming more and more of a small Cabo.
Yeah.
A little more sophisticated.
How far from Cabo are we?
We are 45 minutes if normal people drive.
And for
We're
you?
32 and a half for me.
If you drive fast.
I'm just in a hurry.
So from the airport, you can bypass all of Cabo.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 15-minute drive for normal people. I make it in 45.
45 minutes?
Yeah, I do, but don't tell. So yeah, it's an hour and 15 minutes, straight shot on the toll road, no traffic, no congestion, beautiful drive.
And Todos Santos?
It's 9 kilometers or 5 minutes.
10 minutes for you normal drivers.
10 minutes for normal people.
And that's a great, people know Todos Santos for the day trips, but that's also becoming quite the destination.
Absolutely. It's becoming a tourist. Airbnb really brought about the changes in all of our worlds, and it brought about a lot of recognition to this particular area. That, the beautiful climate, Todos Santos helped, and like I said, it all began with the original Cerritos Beach Club. You know, the developer threw people in vans and drove them up here for the day and entertained them and made everybody fall in love with this place.
Guys, if you are interested in this, developers, end users. If you just want a huge parcel of property, I mean,
you can build your own mansion right here if you want.
Another Hacienda Cerritos number 2.
Doesn't have to be a hotel, no.
This is the lady to contact. If you want, there's a special price if you buy all 5 parcels that are encompassing of this property. $16.5 million,
Is
right?
the package deal.
The package price, if you buy them individually, it's a higher price. But Cindy Williams is the person to contact. And guys, until the next one, bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronival Real Estate and follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronival. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronival.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.